What's up, cereal bowls? It's your favorite crazy cereal, InsaneAppleJackz, here once again with the Atomic Game Squad. How are you all doing? Because I'm doing super duper chill, and it is great to be back here once again. As you can see, today I'm doing some replays of Yu-Gi-Oh! But this first part might look kind of familiar because I had to rip it just so I can do this intro, seeing how as the footage that I'm using are older replays, and they kind of got corrupted from me updating, so I couldn't go back and grab the actual footage to start this up. So be patient with that. First off, I'd like to thank my homie Tyler for sitting up here and allowing me to use this footage, as well as giving me some really good games. And yeah, so today's video is going to feature 3 matches, and it's out of a series of 9 that we did. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and I'll show you some more. So this first match that we have is a match between Trains and Plant Princesses, and he starts off strong by activating his field spell, putting out a special summon of the first train with the 3,000 points that you just minus him down to 0, and normal summoning the other one. He has the anti-spell fragment in the background. He activates it, but I MST it real quick because nobody wants to wait a turn to sit up here and activate his spell. I trade in one of my Plant Princesses, get 3 back row set, and I put my Mermello out there because Mermello is real pretty. I end that turn off, but it was not enough to sit up here and stop this super real I can't be affected guy. He sits up here and he pops out another 10 out of fear. I pop it off with a bottomless. He uses his rail to unaffect himself. He pops off my monster. He pops in, and we got that Botanic Lion going out there. But with the Thorn, even with the Thorn, he's not enough. So 25, and I swing in. He does enough damage, and he also minus his monster by 600. He uses that monster then to overlay next turn with another one for Super Optimus Prime. Pop your back row up, miss. I trade in once again to sit up here and knock another Plant Princess. I get out my Trap Tricks Deantris. I'm messing up that name hella hard. I pull back a Marmello, pop his back row, and Dark Rebellion, only to drain his Optimus Prime because his rail cannon was already pretty much dead at that point. So this was the point where everything went bad, just bad. 103, she was the game saver. I was like, okay, I could say Optimus, I can kill Optimus, not knowing I sat up here and I pulled out my Plant Princess because this was the first time running into 103, and I was like, yeah, she got this. Nah, she took her out on her turn. He sat up here, he insta-fused, and then he just bashed my face in for game. So that's first game. It could have went a lot better, especially if I would have read the card and been more in depth, but hey. On to game 2. It's pretty much the same deck situation, but as you can see, I have a slightly better hand in comparison to my opponent this time. But he does have that double MST going on for him, and I have my Mermello out there. He sits up here and he bashes into her first turn though, so that was kind of sad. Now the next play I do is I set up my Rose Lever, I Dark Hole her to get rid of both his monster and my monster, and then I remove her from play to get out my Plant Princess for the free. Now I draw into a Malice, I sit up here and I put the Thorn on her, and I don't really care at this point because even if she would have got her head bashed in, I would have got another Plant Princess out, so I was kind of cool. The best thing about this next play was the Long Fire because that draw was just perfect. Drawing into specialing out Cherry Blossom, and Cherry Blossom boosts herself up by 200 because of the plants on the field, and she says, hey guys, we can't be affected. And finally, since I haven't seen too much of a threat, but I didn't know what his back row is, I sit up here and I use Felgrand to try to finish it off. He sits up here and he's like, no, we're gonna Chalice, and then finally call it a Haunted and brings back a monster. It was pretty cool altogether. I think that redeemed my qualities. But in this third match, we didn't go for 3 of 3. We actually went for another match, and it was qliphorts versus Blackwings. Me, of course, playing Blackwings, and him playing qliphorts. Now, oddly enough, after this match, he did decide to go ahead and play qliphorts. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad he found a deck that he really likes. I go for a Dark Rebellion trying to get over to qliphort, but it didn't really work in my favor. He had that young soul drain, but in the end I still got it off the field, and my Dark Rebellion sitting on the field real strong at 25 base attack. Now, he's doing some magical BS-ery to sit up here and pendulum and add a bunch of cards to his hand, and I just don't understand. But it was a good thing I had bottomless, because bottomless saves asses. Can somebody write that in the description of the card? We sitting waiting for another 25, and nothing really happens after that. It was pretty much a concede. But, you know, if you enjoyed these games, sit up here and give me a thumbs up. I'll try to have 3 more of them set up for you next week if enough people enjoy this. And once again, I want to sit up here and say thank you, Tyler, for sitting up here and letting me use these matches. I really appreciate them, and they were really good games. So hopefully we can get some more good games in the future, and we could do a longer video instead of like these short burst ones. And yeah, I'm sending you guys off to the end of the box at this point. And we are back at the end of the box where we just sat up here and finished another super duper amazing video. So I want to thank you all for sitting up here watching this video. Big thumbs up to everybody that sat up here and watched this video. And super duper big thumbs up to everybody who sat up here and watched this video all the way through. I appreciate you all, and you are all true MVPs. If you sat up here and enjoyed this video, sit up here and give me a thumbs up. And yeah, if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you have more complicated feelings than that, leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought. Or even if you just want to leave an idea for a future duel, such as a deck, a handicap, or any type of situation like that. Finally, let's sit up here and pop to these social medias over here. As you can see, I have a bunch of social medias such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and probably something else that I'm forgetting. But if you're also forgetting that stuff, the links are always down below in the description. So if you have any of that stuff and you want to keep up to date, check it out. If you're new here, first off, welcome to the channel. And secondly, well, if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you sit up here and subscribe? Become a part of the Cereal Bowl Nation, the greatest nation on the internets. If you ain't know, now you know. And with all that being said, I think this is a wrap. I think this one is going to be a wrap. So, munch, 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 and peace out. That's a wrap.